Hey guys, welcome to Y&R Daily News YouTube channel. Today's topics. You've never heard the story I'm bringing you today before. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Jack's harsh rejection leaves Billy seeking Jill's support. The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, is right not to give in to his brother's latest request. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, was wrong to tell Jack that he's playing games. Instead, the head of JBow wants to preserve as much fluid cash as necessary in preparation for the expected arabesque assault. Billy can't accept that response and believes Jack would provide him with the needed funds, saying that Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, would be the head of Abbott Communications and that he'd serve as chief operating officer were other red flags. Billy also didn't know that Jack and Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, had a productive video chat just prior to him happening in at JBow headquarters. Sally Spectra's connection hangs in the balance. Billy almost lost his latest love again. Sally had it up to here, with readers picturing an image of her holding her hand at the neckline of the exercise outfit she was wearing in Chancellor Park, while commiserating with Audra Charles, Zulea Silva. While Audra has many personal issues, mostly of her own making, she has been a good friend to Sally. Devoted daytime viewers know that Hope's and Silva's characters were written to friend status, so they have someone to chat with about life in Genoa City, Wisconsin. Sally was close to quitting Billy after he threw himself down the Chancellor hole, after only recently pledging to reverse course. That's what drove his pulping with Jack. Sally Spectra's connection hangs in the balance in Genoa City. The wind seems to shift faster than the blink of an eye, and for Sally Spectra, that's never been truer. The fiery designer who arrived in town with big dreams and even bigger determination now finds herself standing at the edge of an emotional and professional cliff. Her connection, both to love and career, hangs in the balance, threatening to unravel everything she's worked for. Once the confident redhead who could charm her way through any storm, Sally now faces a reckoning that could redefine her entire future. It's not just about romance anymore. It's about survival, redemption, and whether she can hold on to the parts of herself that make her truly unique. Sally's journey began with ambition and audacity. She wanted to leave behind the shadow of her family scandal and build something real, a name that could stand on its own. But in Genoa City, nothing comes easy. Her relationship with Adam Newman began as a spark of chaos and chemistry, a connection that defied logic, but set screens ablaze. The two understood each other's darkness, their ambitions intertwined like twin flames. But love built on fire often burns, and now the embers of that once intense bond are threatening to go cold. Adam, driven by his relentless quest for control, may have finally pushed Sally too far. Yet, despite the tension, the connection between them refuses to die completely. There's still that unspoken pull, one that neither can explain nor fully escape. But at the same time, Nick Newman, Adam's brother, remains a lingering part of Sally's heart. Their connection was softer, more grounded, filled with tenderness, where Adam offered turmoil. Nick was her safe place in a world of chaos. But even that connection began to crack when Sally's unresolved feelings for Adam resurfaced. Now Sally stands in the middle of two men who represent the two halves of her identity. One dark, one light, and neither side seems to fit anymore. The Newman brothers' rivalry has reached a fever pitch with Sally, unintentionally serving as the emotional battleground between them. Every move she makes seems to spark another Newman family war, and the exhaustion is written all over her face. Yet, beyond the romantic chaos, Sally's professional world is in danger too. Her work at the revived design firm has been one of her few sources of strength. But even that stability may be slipping through her fingers. Rumors swirl that corporate shifts at Newman Media and Chancellor Winters could threaten her creative control, leaving Sally once again on the outside looking in. She's fought too hard to build something from nothing. She won't let it crumble easily. But can she fight for her vision while her personal life spirals out of control? Sally's creative spark has always been fueled by emotion. But lately, her inspiration seems trapped beneath waves of heartache and uncertainty. The question is, can she find her fire again, or will heartbreak extinguish her passion? Subscribe our channel for more latest update. In true Sally fashion, she's refusing to be a victim. She's determined to take charge of her story, even if it means walking away from both Newmans. But in Genoa City, walking away rarely means freedom. It often means walking straight into another storm. Her recent encounters with Billy Abbott have raised eyebrows as their conversations hint at a shared understanding. Billy, no stranger to complicated women or tangled family feuds, seems drawn to Sally's resilience. While no one's labeling it romance just yet, there's a spark of curiosity between them that could easily ignite into something more. And if that happens, it could send shockwaves through the Newman and Abbott empires alike. Imagine the fallout if Sally, the woman both Nick and Adam loved, found comfort in the arms of a man tied to both families by business and blood. The intrigue would be irresistible, and Sally, always the survivor, knows how to turn chaos into opportunity. Still, she can't escape the ghosts of her past. From Los Angeles to Genoa City, Sally's history is filled with moments of ambition and heartbreak, of trying to prove she belongs. The rejection, the whispers, the betrayals, they've all shaped her. And now, standing at this crossroads, she's forced to ask herself the hardest question of all. Who is Sally Spectra without the men, without the chaos, without the constant fight for validation? Her identity has been tied to proving people wrong. But perhaps it's time for her to prove something to herself instead. There's a sense that a major shift is coming, a transformation that could finally free her from the cycles of heartbreak. Whispers around Genoa City suggest Sally might receive a surprising offer, one that takes her career in an entirely new direction. Could she start her own fashion empire again, independent of Newman Media's shadow? Or will an unexpected ally, maybe even Jill Abbott or Lily Winters, step in to give her the platform she's been craving? If there's one thing fans know, it's that Sally doesn't give up easily. When her back is against the wall, she fights harder. She's proven time and again that she can rise from the ashes, no matter how brutal the fire. Yet, this time feels different. The emotional weight is heavier, the stakes are higher, and the outcome is far from certain. Genoa City has a way of testing its most passionate souls, and Sally Spectra is about to face her ultimate test. Behind the fiery hair and quick wit, there's a woman who just wants to be seen for who she truly is, not who people assume she is. The coming weeks could define whether she finally earns that respect or loses herself trying. One thing's for sure, Sally's connection to Adam, to Nick, to her work, and to herself is teetering on the edge. Whether she reclaims it or lets it go will determine her next chapter. As the storm builds, she'll have to decide which version of Sally Spectra will walk out of it, the dreamer who keeps chasing approval, or the woman who finally knows her worth. Viewers can feel the shift in the air. Every glance, every word, every pause between Sally and Adam feels heavy with unresolved emotion. There's unfinished business there, something raw that refuses to fade. But at the same time, there's a new energy in Sally, one that suggests she's ready to break free from old patterns. She might just shock everyone by choosing herself for once, prioritizing her own peace over the drama that's defined her story. And that could be the most powerful twist of all. As Sally stands at this crucial crossroads, fans brace for a storyline that promises heartbreak, hope, and transformation. Whether she rebuilds her career, rekindles a romance, or reinvents herself entirely, one thing is certain. Sally Spectra's story is far from over. In a city where loyalty shifts like the wind, she's about to show Genoa City exactly what she's made of. This is more than just another love triangle. It's the rebirth of a woman who refuses to be defined by anyone else's choices. And as her connection hangs in the balance, Sally Spectra is preparing to tip the scales in her favor. Jack Abbott has to protect the family legacy to go to Victor Newman. Eric Braeden took consideration, gumption, and a strong tongue bite. But Jack did that because he knows Kane Ashby Billy Flynn is a real threat. Jack's plan to temporarily align with Newman Enterprises to prevent Kane from seizing their companies is wise. Victor grudgingly will work with Jack because, like him, he sees Jill's role as crucial in helping to stop Kane from advancing. Billy rarely sees the bigger picture because he's only focused on whatever cards he thinks he's been dealt. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. The gamble Jack is taking with Victor is aimed at permanent preservation versus Billy's Jack Abbott has to protect the family legacy. The Abbott name has always carried a weight in Genoa City, a mixture of pride, power, and responsibility that's both an honor and a curse. For Jack Abbott, that legacy isn't just history, it's his heartbeat. As the eldest surviving Abbott and the man holding Jabao's reins, Jack now faces one of the toughest chapters of his life. With betrayal brewing, corporate sharks circling, and family tensions threatening to erupt, Jack knows one thing for sure. The Abbott legacy is on the line, and he's the only one who can protect it. But in a city where loyalty is fragile and ambition is ruthless, even Jack's strength may not be enough to hold the family empire together. For decades, the Abbott name has stood as a symbol of innovation, class, and resilience. Founded by John Abbott, with values rooted in integrity, Jabao became a cosmetics empire that rivaled Newman Enterprises in influence. But over the years, infighting, rivalries, and heartbreak have tested those foundations. Jack's leadership has been a constant source of stability, but the latest challenges facing the Abbott family threaten to undo everything they've built. Between Kyle's impulsive actions, Billy's unpredictable behavior, and Ashley's emotional volatility, Jack is being pulled in every direction, and his patience is wearing thin. Kyle's feud with Audrey Charles and his questionable decisions at Newman Media have put him on a dangerous path. His ambition mirrors Jack's, but without the wisdom that comes from hard-earned scars. Jack sees the danger clearly. Kyle is letting his pride and pain guide his choices, and that could lead to disaster. As much as Jack wants to support his son, he also knows that protecting the Abbott legacy means protecting Jiao from reckless moves, even if it means confronting Kyle head-on. The father-son dynamic has always been complicated, filled with love, disappointment, and fierce loyalty. But Jack's recent warnings to Kyle suggest that another confrontation is coming, one that could change the Abbott hierarchy forever. Billy Abbott isn't making things easier. Once again, his restless spirit is stirring trouble. Though Jack has tried to keep Billy grounded with a role at Jabao, the younger Abbott's tendency to act on emotion could have serious consequences. Rumors around Genoa City suggest that Billy might be plotting a power move, one that could pit brother against brother, whether driven by a desire to protect the company in his own way or by his lingering resentment toward Jack's control. Billy's unpredictability adds another layer of chaos to the already fragile Abbott unity. And then there's Ashley. After a mental health spiral and a heartbreaking series of personal losses, she's struggling to find her footing again. Her brilliance as a chemist remains unmatched, but her emotional state has left Jack deeply worried. Family always comes first for him, but protecting Ashley sometimes means protecting her from herself. Her erratic decisions have made it difficult for Jack to trust her fully in the business, creating another rift in the family that's slowly widening. Even Tracy, the peacemaker of the Abbotts, has voiced her concern. She's always been the glue that holds the family together, But even her calm demeanor can't erase the fractures forming between them. The Abbott family dinners, that once represented love and tradition, now carry tension and unspoken fears. Every conversation feels like a potential explosion. Every smile hides a hint of worry. Jack knows this isn't just about business. It's about the very soul of what the Abbott family stands for. Outside the Abbott mansion, corporate enemies smell blood in the water. Victor Newman has always viewed Jabal as a rival worth crushing. And word has it, he's plotting a strategic move that could destabilize the companies, whether through Newman Media, Audra's manipulations, or a quiet acquisition attempt. Victor's methods are unpredictable but deadly effective. Jack has been in this war long enough to know one thing. Victor never strikes without purpose. And this time, the mustache may have found new allies willing to betray Jabal from within. As Jack gathers his allies, Diane Jenkins included, he faces an uneasy truth. His marriage, once a bright spot of hope, is also facing cracks. While Diane claims to have changed, whispers of her old scheming ways still haunt Jack's mind. Can he truly trust her, especially when the stakes are this high? Protecting the Abbott family means trusting the right people, and one wrong move could destroy everything. Despite his doubts, Jack has always believed in second chances. Perhaps to a fault, he's determined to believe that love can be redemptive. But love can also be a distraction. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. And in Genoa City, distractions are deadly. The pressure on Jack is enormous. Every decision he makes now feels like a test of his father's legacy. John Abbott's voice still echoes in his mind, reminding him of what truly matters: family, honesty, and compassion. But in a world where deceit has become a language of survival, Jack is learning that protecting those values might require him to fight dirtier than he ever has before. He's not the same idealist he once was. He's been burned by betrayal too many times, by Phyllis, by business rivals, and even by those closest to him. Yet there's a steely determination in him now, a resolve that feels like John Abbott's spirit, guiding him through the chaos. The stakes couldn't be higher. Jabal's stock is rumored to be vulnerable, its leadership under scrutiny, and potential mergers looming that could alter its future forever. Jack knows that if he falters, the company could fall into the wrong hands. And once that happens, the Abbott legacy would become just another corporate casualty in Genoa City's ruthless power games. Meanwhile, whispers of external threats grow louder. Tucker McCall may have left town, but his influence lingers. His previous attacks on the family's reputation still have ripple effects in the business community. Some insiders believe he may be planning a stealth return, aiming to exploit Jabal's internal chaos. Jack, ever the strategist, isn't taking any chances. He's tightening control, monitoring every department, and preparing to defend his family's company with everything he has. But at what cost? His stress is mounting, his relationships are strained, and even his health may be suffering under the pressure. The man who's always been the family's anchor is starting to crack under the weight of it all. Still, Jack won't back down. He knows what his father would want. He knows that Jabbo isn't just a company. It's a symbol of what the Abbott family stands for: love, resilience, and integrity. Even if his siblings can't always see eye to eye with him, Jack carries the torch with pride. And that torch burns brighter when others try to extinguish it. But can one man protect an entire legacy when the threats come from every direction, inside and out? The next few weeks could determine everything. Will Jack's strength and experience be enough to weather another storm? Or will Jabbo become another empire, consumed by ambition and betrayal? Fans can sense that a major turning point is near. Jack Abbott, the loyal son, the protective brother, and the visionary leader, is about to face the fight of his life. He's not just protecting a company. He's protecting the memory of his father, the values he was raised on, and the very essence of what makes the Abbott name worth fighting for. No matter how dark the road gets, Jack won't give up. He survived heartbreak, loss, and deception before. And if there's one thing everyone in Genoa City knows, it's this. Never count out Jack Abbott. He may be weary, but he's far from defeated. As he looks out over the Abbott estate, the weight of generations pressing on his shoulders, Jack makes a silent vow to protect the family legacy at any cost. Whether it means outsmarting Victor, reining in Kyle, confronting Billy, or rebuilding trust with Ashley, he'll do it. Because the Abbott name means something sacred. And as long as Jack Abbott draws breath, no one will tear it down. Jill Abbott has the power to change lives. It's always great to see a cast stalwart back in the fold. Walton is on a recurring contract, so viewers only sporadically see Billy's mother, and the woman Kane considers a mother figure. Jill has the money to finance Billy's current business goal. Doing so would help her to make amends, with her admission to Jack, reinforcing that Billy was treated badly when she sold Chancellor to Victor. More pressingly, Kane's mind needs to be changed. If Jill can't make that happen, or at least alter his outlook to a significant degree, then Victor and Jack's alliance might be the last line of defense in GC. This site is a leading source for everything linked to the young and the restless. Jill Abbott has the power to change lives in the ever-evolving world of Genoa City. Few figures command as much respect, intrigue, and sheer influence as Jill Abbott, a woman who has lived, loved, lost, and fought through decades of triumph and turmoil. Jill isn't just another power player. She's a force of nature. Her name carries a legacy that reaches far beyond the boardroom, touching lives in ways both profound and unpredictable. Now, as whispers grow about her latest moves and alliances, one thing is certain: Jill Abbott has the power to change lives, and she's about to use it. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Jill's journey from manicurist to mogul has become legendary. She's a self-made woman who's battled her way into the upper echelons of Genoa City society, earning her place at the head of Chancellor Winters and within the Abbott family itself. Every triumph came with a cost, but Jill learned early that success isn't given, it's taken. And now, with the business world shifting under her feet and family dynamics as volatile as ever, she's more determined than ever to make her mark once again. Her sharp instincts and bold leadership style have made her both feared and admired. To some, Jill is ruthless. To others, she's a savior. But to those who truly know her, she's simply unstoppable. Recently, her return to Genoa City has reignited energy in Chancellor Winters and the Abbott family alike. When Jill steps into a room, everyone listens. Her presence alone shifts the balance of power. And that's no accident. She's been observing the chaos around her. Victor's latest power plays, the Newman family's internal wars, Jabau's internal tension, and she knows opportunity when she sees it. Jill has a gift for turning conflict into advantage, and right now she sees plenty of both. Her partnership with Lily Winters and Devon Hamilton has positioned her at the heart of one of Genoa City's most dynamic companies. But even with success at Chancellor Winters, Jill's focus isn't just on profits, it's on people. She's built her empire not only by making deals, but by empowering others to rise. That's always been her secret weapon. Jill's belief in second chances has transformed lives time and again, from giving Billy Abbott room to reinvent himself, to offering young entrepreneurs like Nate Hastings opportunities to prove themselves. She's been the unseen hand guiding countless Genoa City residents toward redemption. Yet she's not naive. Jill's kindness is never without calculation. She knows when to extend a hand and when to pull it back. And lately, her intuition has been warning her that big changes are coming. The business landscape is shifting. Family tensions are reaching a boiling point, and Jill senses it's time to act. Her latest move could be her most daring yet. rumors are swirling that Jill is considering a major restructuring at Chancellor Winter's, a bold initiative that could merge innovation, fashion, and media under one powerful umbrella. It's a vision that could redefine the company and give Genoa City's brightest talents, including Sally Spectra, a new platform to shine. Jill's always had an eye for potential, especially in those who others underestimate. Sally reminds Jill of herself, scrappy, ambitious, and resilient. The two women could form an unexpected alliance, one that shakes up both Newman and Abbott territory. Imagine the fallout if Jill brings Sally into the Chancellor Winter's fold, giving her creative control and independence from Newman Media. It would be a power move that puts Jill at the center of Genoa City's next great business war, and she's never shied away from a good fight. But business isn't the only battlefield where Jill's influence is felt. Her relationships with her family continue to shape her every decision. Billy Abbott, her complicated son, remains both her greatest joy and deepest frustration. She sees his brilliance, his drive, and his pain, all reflections of herself. But she also knows that Billy's demons could destroy everything if left unchecked. Their bond is tested, yet again, as he flirts with risky behavior that could jeopardize his career and family name. Jill's protective instincts are on high alert. She knows she can't control Billy, but she can guide him, and she's prepared to step in if he pushes too far. Her love for him runs deep, but so does her determination to keep the Abbott and Chancellor legacies intact. Then there's Lily Winters, the woman Jill has come to admire, not just as a business partner, but as the kind of leader who carries compassion with strength. Jill sees a bit of herself in Lily, a woman who refuses to be underestimated, who leads with her heart but isn't afraid to make tough calls. Their partnership has evolved into something rare in the corporate world: mutual respect and shared vision. Yet, even as she empowers Lily, Jill keeps a watchful eye on the boardroom politics that could tear everything apart. Devon's concerns about loyalty, Nate's ambitions, and the potential return of past adversaries have all made Chancellor Winters a minefield. But if anyone can navigate it, it's Jill. She's not just fighting for profits. She's protecting a family legacy that intertwines both Abbott and Chancellor bloodlines. Her wisdom, earned through decades of battles and heartbreaks, makes her uniquely qualified to handle the chaos. But as much as Jill's story has been about power, it's also about redemption. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Over the years, she's been villainized, misunderstood, and even hated. But she's always come out stronger. Whether it was her feud with Catherine Chancellor, her stormy romances, or her clashes with Victor Newman, Jill has proven time and again that she's a survivor. Now, in the later chapters of her life, she's channeling that strength into something greater, building a future for the next generation. The younger players in Genoa City, Lily, Devon, Billy, Kyle, and even Sally stand to gain from Jill's guidance, if they're smart enough to listen. She's seen every kind of scheme and every type of betrayal. When she gives advice, it's from experience written in scars and triumphs alike. Her ability to mentor, to inspire, and to demand excellence could change their lives and the city's power structure forever. But even Jill's iron will face his tests. Health concerns have occasionally slowed her, and whispers of fatigue have circulated. Still, those who underestimate her do so at their peril. Even from afar, Jill can move mountains with a single phone call. She doesn't need to be in the room to pull the strings. She's already 5 steps ahead. Behind that sharp business sense, however, lies a woman who's learned the hard way that power means little without purpose. Jill's recent reflections suggest she's thinking not just about business legacy, but personal one. What will she leave behind when the deals are done and the boardrooms go silent? The answer may come in how she uses her power now to uplift, to protect, and to ensure that the next generation doesn't repeat the mistakes of the past. Her influence stretches across families, generations, and industries. She's connected to the Chancellors by history, the Abbotts by love, and nearly every other family in Genoa City by destiny. When Jill Abbott moves, everyone feels the ripple, and as she prepares for her next big move, those ripples may turn into waves. Whether she's reshaping business empires, repairing family bonds, or mentoring the next wave of leaders, Jill's actions will redefine Genoa City's future. Her power isn't just in money or influence. It's in her wisdom, her resilience, and her uncanny ability to see potential where others see failure. Jill Abbott has lived through betrayal, heartbreak, triumph, and redemption. She's been the underdog and the queen, the villain and the hero. And now, as she stands at the pinnacle of her legacy, she's poised to change lives once again. Perhaps her greatest strength isn't in what she's built, but in who she's lifted along the way. As Genoa City braces for another round of corporate warfare and personal drama, one truth remains unshakable. Jill Abbott isn't just part of the story. She is the story. Every decision she makes echoes across the city, shaping destinies and redefining power itself. And while others may fight for control, Jill already understands what true power means. The power to inspire, to protect, and to change lives forever. Subscribe our channel for more latest update.